A new drink option is giving you a chance to give back to those who serve. And more people in Madison are speaking out against White House immigration policies. And later, the latest on a soccer team trapped in a cave in Thailand. News 3 at 6 starts right now.
This is News 3 at 6.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 3 at 6. I'm Amanda Quintana. We start in Rock County tonight where a 28-year-old man is recovering after an attempted homicide early this morning. 24-year-old Christopher Barker is in the Rock County jail tonight after shooting the 28-year-old in the shoulder on the 1100 block of Grandview Avenue in Beloit near St. Lawrence Avenue. He was later arrested at a residence on the 200 block of Moore Street near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Barker was also wanted by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office for a substantial battery warrant. That incident is still under investigation. New tonight in Madison, firefighters are investigating an early morning fire on the 500 block of West Washington Avenue near Bassett Street. Officials say around 4 o'clock this morning they responded to a call reporting flames coming from a residence. Firefighters are still trying to figure out what caused that fire. 5 people living inside the building were able to get out safely. No word yet on the extent of the damage. We're learning more information tonight about a fire in Monroe. Fire Chief Dan Smith says it took 6 hours for firefighters to put out a major fire inside of a shed last night. No one was injured, but authorities say it could cost about $1 million in repairs. Highway 69 is reopened today after officials closed it to accommodate the large fire crew response. All right, let's turn to Gary Canalti with your first alert forecast. How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing just fine, and the weather is perfect. Temperatures today were right around 80 degrees. We had lots of sunshine, but the humidity levels are low. Take a look at visible cloud track. Hardly a cloud to be found across any portion of the upper Midwest, and not a drop of rain to be found on Doppler track either. Low temperatures this morning, actually on the cool side. We started out at 50 degrees here in Madison. A few places were in the upper 40s, and high temperatures so far today, generally in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Here in Madison, we actually had one of the cooler spots at 79, but right now we're still at that 79-degree level. Temperatures range from the middle 70s near Lake Michigan to the lower 80s over much of southwestern Wisconsin, but those dew point temperatures that a couple of days ago were in the 70s are now in the 40s to the lower to middle 50s, much more comfortable weather. So the heat index, what it feels like, very much like the temperature, instead of being about 10 degrees warmer than the temperature like we saw for much of the past week. Look for temperatures to drop off into the middle 50s by early tomorrow morning, but then warm up quickly in bright sunshine. Look for a high tomorrow of about 84, but the humidity level will stay low. That's your first alert forecast.
All right, thank you so much. A Democratic candidate running to take Paul Ryan's seat in Congress is apologizing this weekend after a CNN report released his police record. According to the report, Randy Bryce was arrested in 1998 for drunk driving in Michigan. He apologized on his website on Friday, calling the arrest, quote, dumb and inexcusable. The arrest led to his license being suspended. He has also been arrested 3 other times for driving with a suspended license and registration in Wisconsin. Next month, Bryce will face Kathy Myers in the Democratic primary. Well, not everyone can serve their country, but local business owners say everyone can do their part to support those who do. News 3's Madeline O'Neill takes us to Sauk County to tell us about a plan brewing there to help veterans.
Here at Wollersheim Winery and Distillery, owners are taking a shot at something new.
It's always about trying to create something new and different.
Coming up with new flavors of liquor.
This is our rye whiskey.
Is everyday work for Wollersheim co-owner Philippe Kokar and his son-in-law and distiller Tom Linnards.
If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
Linnards says he's always had a soft spot for the hard stuff, in particular whiskey.
A lot of that has to do with my dad as well. He was a bourbon guy.
The latest mash bill,
which is the recipe,
plays on a mutual passion.
Corn grows in all sorts of different colors.
When Kokar and Linnards were experimenting with some particularly patriotic colored corn in 2015.
And then one day we were like, oh, red, white, and blue.
An idea struck.
Why don't we make a mash bill that has the percentage of the flag?
Right away, they got the barrel rolling.
A lot of experimentation.
A week's worth of cooking and distilling.
Like all good things, whiskey takes time.
These three here with the flag on it.
About 3 years worth of aging.
Patiently waiting at this point.
Waiting, knowing that all the proceeds from the about 500 bottles worth of whiskey will go toward those who preserve the red, white, and blue.
It's a great feeling.
Born in France,
It was always a very close cause to me
Kokar remembers how American soldiers helped his people.
to free France from the Nazi in 1945.
So what we'll do, like to make this whiskey.
Leonard's thinks of his father, who drank bourbon
He passed away a couple years ago.
and served his country.
I never got to do that, so this is my way of helping, thank them for their sacrifice.
Doing so by taking their everyday work
So when we're doing whiskey, we want it nice and full flavored.
and making it extraordinary.
It's our way of helping those that are still around.
Wollersheim Distillery plans to raise more than $20,000 for veterans here in Wisconsin. Reporting in Sauk City, I'm Madeline O'Neill for WISC News 3.
Thank you, Maddie. Now, that whiskey is still unnamed, and it will be released next May at a fundraiser, and all proceeds will go toward veterans here in Wisconsin. Well, family separation at the nation's southern border may be coming to a close, but some people's frustrations continue with immigration policy. One Madison nonprofit is thinking that cake might be one step towards a solution. Gather Madison held a cake sale fundraiser for charity today, an idea that they say came easily to them.
We just wanted to do something timely to help kids and their families. And we were like, well, we all love making cake and we can make some pretty delicious cakes, so what if we have a cake sale? And it was just kind of that organic and easy.
Organizers say they are expecting to raise a few $100s with that fundraiser, and proceeds will go towards the Florence Project, a charity that provides legal services to those in immigration custody since they are not provided with a government attorney. Well, happening right now, it's like NASCAR, but for cyclists. You may not have even heard of it. It's called the Criterium, and just one of the events featured at the inaugural Fitchburg Festival of Speed today. In it, bicyclists do laps around a closed circuit at speeds averaging about 30 miles an hour. It's proving to be a spectacle, even for the festival's organizers.
I'm most excited for the Criterium. I want to see these guys racing as fast as they can. And then, of course, it's Wisconsin. I'm really looking forward to a cold beer and listening to some music tonight.
Well, this is the first year for the Fitchburg Festival of Speed, and it also included multiple events like a 5K, a 25-mile bike race, and free music. Of course, races will be going on until 9 p.m. tonight near Fitchburg Center. Well, a cattle show is bringing hundreds of cows to the Alliant Energy Center this week, but these are not the dairy cows we are used to in Wisconsin. The Junior Angus Show puts a single breed of beef cattle on display, all shown by members who are 21 years of age or younger. And to one member who has been presenting at these shows since he was a child, there's just nothing like it.
It brings together everybody that has a common passion about Angus cattle to one place and make these lifelong friendships that honestly have stuck with me ever since I started them when I was 9, 10, 11 years old, all the way up till today.
1,800 head of cattle are at the show. Angus cattle is known for its high-quality beef, a point of pride for event organizers. And if you want to see the cattle, the show begins this Tuesday at the Alliant Energy Center. Well, coming up, it has now been 15 days since a Thailand soccer team has been trapped in a cave. We'll tell you how heavy rain is affecting their rescue plans, making it a race against time.
No.
Welcome back. People protesting gun violence shut down a highway today in Chicago. The northbound lanes of the Dan Ryan Expressway were closed to traffic for several hours today. The demonstration was organized by Father Michael Fledger of St. Sabrina Church. Father Fledger regularly holds a peace march on Friday nights, but said he wanted to do something to bring attention to gun violence in Chicago. He said he also wanted to focus on the need for better schools and employment opportunities on the south and west sides. Protesters say they're tired of gun violence.
I had a co-teacher shot of mine before. I had students calling me while they're being shot at. I have kids wearing buttons left and right about kids that have been killed. I'm tired of it.
It's matter to me. I live in this generation.
We gotta send a message. If nobody do it, who's gonna do it? We got to.
State police and protesters made a deal beforehand that they would only close down 2 lanes of the expressway. A family is mourning the death of their 13-year-old girl tonight after she was caught in a rip current in Lake Michigan.
They got one girl out. She's unresponsive. We just called an ambulance for them, and the other one is still in the water. Does anyone see the other person?
Chicago police say the girl was swimming at Loyola Beach around 7:30 last night when both she and a 14-year-old girl were caught by a current. The 14-year-old was rescued and taken to a hospital where she's expected to be okay, and it took about an hour for the 13-year-old to be located by authorities who found her unresponsive. Rescuers in Thailand are racing against time to free a youth soccer team and their coach from a flooded cave. The group has been trapped in the cave for 15 days now, and monsoon rains are moving in. Kenneth Craig has the latest from New York.
As heavy rain fell, rescuers in Thailand continued working on a plan to pull the soccer team and their coach from the flooded cave. Among possible options, creating a canvas inflation tube to extract the boys without having them dive.
It will be as big as 70 centimeters in diameters and as long as it needs to be to get the kids out or get supplies in.
On Saturday, 3 workers trying to drill down into the cave were injured in a fall at the site. It happened just one day after a volunteer helping with the rescue effort died. Still, Thai officials are optimistic. This engineer says water levels in the cave have substantially decreased from draining efforts, but the rain and air inside the cave remain a concern. Oxygen levels have dropped to an alarming 15%, and officials say the boys are weak. Earlier, Thai Navy SEALs delivered these emotional letters from the boys to their anxious parents. In them, the kids wrote, "Mom and Dad, don't worry about me. I am fine. We want to eat many foods and go straight home." Heavy monsoon rains are expected on Sunday, threatening further flooding in the cave. Thai officials say they may have to act very soon if they want to bring the boys out alive. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
The Thai soccer coach trapped with the boys has also written a letter apologizing to each of their parents. A local state of emergency is declared in California for raging wildfires. Coming up, we have an update on evacuations and the damage caused in what's being called the holiday fire.
After our beautiful Saturday, it looks like we'll see another nice day for Sunday with low humidity and warm temperatures, but humidity should start to return for Monday. I'll have your first alert forecast in a few minutes.
Welcome back. In California, people are once again dealing with wildfires. A local state of emergency is ordered in Santa Barbara County due to raging wildfires that have left several homes burned and hundreds of people evacuated. The so-called holiday fire has damaged or destroyed about 20 structures and is threatening hundreds more. So far, the fire is only 5% contained, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days, which is not helping those firefighters out at all. That's hard because they really don't have any source of relief.
No, you know, and much of the country has been hot. Now, parts of the country will be getting some welcome rain, especially in the eastern part of the nation. But where they need it out west, unfortunately, dry as a bone right now.
Wow.
We're not seeing any rain here, but that's actually good news. We've had a fair amount of rain through the spring and early summer, but today, boy, it was a lot different. Visible cloud track shows skies clear as a bell across the entire state. And as we take a look at Doppler track, you can see no rain at all anywhere. But if we look at the high temperature trend over the next week, our temperatures are definitely going to be above normal. Average high temperature now is at 82 degrees. This is about our peak as far as our average high temperature for the year. 84 for tomorrow, 84 on Tuesday, and then mid to upper 80s right through the end of the week, maybe close to 90 toward the end of the week. We've dropped temperatures just a smidgen in the middle of the week with a little break in the humidity, but the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook still calling for above normal temperatures. This is from the 15th through the 21st of July, with about a 50% chance of that happening here in southern Wisconsin. Notice the west, about a 60 to 70% chance of above normal temperatures and very little in the way of precipitation in areas that need it. Could be above normal precipitation in parts of Arizona into Utah as the monsoon rains start to set up there, but below normal precipitation expected down in Texas and through much of the northern tier of the country. Time lapse from the WISC Skycam from this morning shows just a few clouds this morning and the rest of the day pretty much clear with hardly a cloud to be found in the sky. And as we take a look at the live view from the WISC Skycam, no change there. The Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam also showing sunny skies through southwestern Wisconsin. You really have to look hard to find a cloud anywhere around. The Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison, a beautiful picture of the Capitol for this early evening. As we check out the almanac for today, high temperature so far 79, low temperature 50, and right now we're sitting at 79 degrees, winds out of the south-southwest at 11, but the dew point temperature at 51, the relative humidity 38%, feels much more comfortable than just a couple of days ago. Have a tropical storm out in the Atlantic Ocean. This is Beryl. It's going to eventually affect the Leeward Islands of the Caribbean, but as a tropical storm, hopefully it won't bring too much in the way of rain or wind there. That's an area that, of course, was devastated last year by several hurricanes. But across the Midwest right now, our upper level winds coming in from the north are just bringing in that drier air. And notice how clear the central part of the country is. Showers and thunderstorms down along the Gulf Coast. Some disturbed weather off the coast of the Carolinas. This could turn into a tropical storm. It's a tropical depression right now, but it will move eastward and not affect the U.S. And out in the Pacific Ocean, things pretty quiet. The jet stream does buckle a little bit here, but that's continuing the southwesterly wind flow into much of the country. That's why we're seeing above normal temperatures. And it's warm through much of the nation's midsection. Even this cold front really only dries out the air. Temperatures are in the 90s in front of and behind the front, but the dew point temperatures go from the 70s in front of the front to the 40s behind it, so the air noticeably drier. It gets a little bit cooler at night. Our forecast for tonight calls for mostly clear skies, a pleasant night, low temperature at 56. For tomorrow, a high of 84 under mostly sunny skies. Humidity levels still stay low, so should be pretty comfortable. Future track, we have southerly winds overnight, temperatures dropping into the middle 50s by early tomorrow morning. Lots of sunshine for tomorrow, high temperatures topping out in the middle 80s. For tomorrow night, look for partly cloudy skies, not quite as cool, low temperatures dropping into the middle 60s, and then a little more humidity for Monday, high temperatures in the upper 80s, but the best chances for showers and thunderstorms are going to stay to the north of southern Wisconsin. Otherwise, the 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures mid 80s for the middle part of the week with a little break in the humidity Tuesday and Wednesday, and then more humidity could lead to a chance of thunderstorms later in the week.
Well, the woes on the mound, they were in plain sight for the Brewers today. Highlights from Miller Park next in sports.
And first on Fox 47, for more than 60 years, UW-Madison has been inspiring passions and future careers with student radio. Tonight, we take a trip back to the early 1950s as former students take the airwaves with the equipment from that era. That's coming up after the game.
Well, Aaron Wilkerson getting the start today in place of Brent Suter. He was sent to the 10-day disabled list last night. Also, another injury issue. Ryan Braun, a late scratch this afternoon due to tightness in his right side. Hernan Perez getting into the lineup in his place. Braun did, however, make an appearance in the 9th inning for the Brewers' final at bat. We jump ahead to the 7th inning against the Braves here. Brewers down 1-0. Brad Miller chopping that one up the middle. Dansby Swanson misses it. Hernan Perez rounding the bases to score. Brewers cutting the deficit in half. But in the 8th, the Braves bats getting the best of Mike Zagorski. Freddie Freeman goes deep to center field. That's an RBI triple, 3-1 Atlanta. Next up, Nick Markakis all the way back to the right field corner there. Back-to-back triples for the Braves. Freeman losing his helmet on the way to home, 4-1. Braves. Brewers losing this one today, 5-1, the final score. Gorgeous day at Wrigley Field as well here. Cubs looking to even the series against the Reds. Fast forward to the 8th, Cubs down 1. Javi Baez grounds one to the mound, beats the throw, RBI single to tie it up at 7. Next up, Anthony Rizzo grounds out at first, but Ben Zobrist scoring the go-ahead run. Cubs with the come-from-behind win, 8-7, the final score. World Cup action, it's getting good now as we head into the quarterfinals. England and Sweden to start the day. First half, Ashley Young, who plays for Manchester United, taking the corner here. Harry Maguire with a header for the goal. 1-0 England, 30 minutes in. Same score here in the second half. The setup for Dele Alli. He heads it in as well. 2-0 England. And the British eliminate Sweden for a trip to the semifinals for the first time in 28 years. They will face the winner of Russia and Croatia. We needed to go to penalty kicks in this one after it was tied 2-2 after overtime. Daniel Subasic making a brilliant save there for Croatia, one-handed on Russia's first attempt. And then this is the one for everything. Ivan Rakitic. It is good, and Croatia beats host country Russia 4-3 there in PKs. They will play England in the semifinals on Wednesday. And what a day at Wimbledon for Su-Wei Hsieh. If you don't know who she is, she's an unseeded player from Taiwan and upset top-seeded Simona Halep of Romania in 3 sets at the All-England Club today. So now all of the top 10 are out on the women's side except for number 7, Karolina Pliskova. And for the first time in Wimbledon history, none of the top 5 women's seeds made it into the round of 16. A little bit better for the top players on the men's side. Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic all advancing to the round of 16. Nadal with some flashy moves today as he beat Alex de Minaur from Australia. And finally tonight, this is the actual worst. Jason Kokrak at Greenbrier today, hole 18, aiming to finish off with a long birdie putt. Yeah, but it hits the flag and stays out. He had to settle for par, shooting a 71 and finishing at 10 under today, tied for 9th place. And I checked, had he made that putt, he would have been tied for 6th place. Always very close in golf, but this is the worst. Like, look at this. Oh. You're like going. Oh, you got it. No, just kidding.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at a beautiful forecast.
Temperatures are going to stay on the warm side, but the humidity should be down for tomorrow. It'll come back up for Monday, drop for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then come back up for the end of next week.
All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great night.